Welcome back to Just Pure Cars, everybody, and if you haven't noticed, it's been the Geneva Motor Show this week, and there's been loads of news that's come out of there. So if you haven't had a chance to keep up with it, I've got a roundup of all the big stuff that people are talking about. Let's just jump straight in then. So the first thing I want to talk about, which is the one thing which has just destroyed my Instagram feed, everybody was covering this. It is the official unveiling of the McLaren 720S, previously known by the codename P14. Now, we've known about this for a long time. We've seen plenty of spy shots, but this was the first official unveiling of this new Super Series replacement. It's going to take over from the 650S, and quite frankly, it is really divided opinion. It's got some really controversial styling, and even myself, I'm sitting on the fence a little bit. I like it a lot more now. I've seen a lot of the footage that's come out of Geneva, but from the previous pictures I was seeing, like the initial press releases, I didn't like the front end. It's got these really crazy lights, which are also ducts, and you can literally put your whole arm in there. There's no glass over the front of it. It's a really unusual design. I mean, even the chief designer calls them the eye sockets. I mean, that's exactly what they look like. And from the initial pictures I saw, I wasn't sure about it, but then since seeing a bunch of videos that have come out from Geneva, I think they've made a good job of it. I think you just need the right combination of colours, and I can't wait to see what some of the customer cars end up looking like. I think there's one there which is an MSO designed car, and it's got this really gorgeous red carbon which blends into regular paint. I mean, it's a really unusual look, and I think it's got gold wheels as well. I love that. So I think there's going to be some great looking cars coming out of that. But in terms of the figures, facts and figures, it's got a new 4-litre V8 twin-turbo engine. That's up from the 3.8-litre from the 650S. It's going to deliver 720 brake horsepower, as you'd imagine from the name, 720S. That's going to give you 0 to 62 in about 2.9 seconds. Crazy fast. And a top speed of 212 miles an hour. Awesome. So it's also got a completely redesigned carbon tub, which actually has this central spine that goes over the middle of the car, which enables them to have these amazing new doors which have glass roof panels here, and it opens up in this really dramatic effect, and that is something which I think is outstanding on this car. The other thing, the benefit of having this new carbon tub, is it enables them to have a lot thinner pillars, A, B, C pillars. So what they've been able to do is actually wrap those in glass, so the actual visibility from within the cabin is much improved, and people that have been there on the stand say that it's like sitting in the goldfish bowl in terms of you can see everything, which is not something you'd expect from a sports car, actually a supercar. And this thing looks immense, it sounds immense, the performance is supposed to be fantastic. Nobody's driven it yet, so I can't wait to see what the first test drives are going to be like. But yeah, I'm excited to see this thing and to see one on the road. Yeah, it's definitely number one on my list right now. Okay, next up then, the Ferrari 812 Superfast. What an awful name. Sorry, Ferrari, that just sucks. Again, they unveiled this just before the show with some press release images, and it took the internet by storm in terms of, again, dividing opinion. Do you like it? Do you not? Personally, when I first saw those initial shots, I thought it looked like a Corvette, especially from the back. I was not impressed. I'm sorry, Ferrari. I did not think it looked as good as the F12 or the FF or the the GTC. However, people who are lucky enough to be at Geneva say, give it the benefit of the doubt. In person, it looks phenomenal. They're really impressed with the styling, and again, I think it's the right choice of colours to make it really stand out. So in terms of spec wise, we're talking a 6.5 litre V12, which is giving us 800 brake horsepower. 800 in a road car is insane. And obviously this is a Tourer, really. Big V8 at the front. It's going to have Ferrari's new electric steering, as that can enable the rear wheels to turn as well, to enable it to shorten the wheelbase and give you much better traction in the corners and more stability at high speed, which is fantastic. There's carbon everywhere, as you expect. Interior is very similar to like the F12 TDF, but you know, just improved on the styling. The one thing I will say with the carbon, there's something about the weave that I've seen in the pictures. It just looks a bit dated. Hate to say that, especially when you compare it to what the new Lamborghini's doing with its forged carbon, which I think looks fantastic. But yeah, there's something about the carbon on the the 812 that I'm just not sure about. But anyway, you know, we'll wait to see what it's like on the road. I'm sure the sound is going to be fantastic. I'm sure the performance is going to be amazing, and they'll sell very well. But yeah, so that's the next one on my list that's been spoken about mostly at Geneva. The next up is the Lamborghini Huracan Performante. This is the hardcore version of the Huracan, and as they've just announced, they have claimed the record-breaking lap time at the Nürburgring of 6 minutes and 52 seconds. Now, again, the internet is debating whether this is a true figure or not. Either way, I think the car is going to be pretty fast. They can't put that claim out there without it being so quick. It looks awesome. It looks much more aggressive than an already aggressive looking Huracan. They've got this huge wing on the back, lovely twin exit exhaust on the back of it as well. And my personal favourite thing is this forged carbon that is literally all over it. It just looks amazing. And from the footage I've seen, the pictures I've seen, it looks almost like marble. And that's what I think just makes the, comparing to the 812 from Ferrari, their carbon just looks a bit dated versus this new forged carbon. Now, I don't think everyone's going to like it, but on a personal side, I think it looks phenomenal. Now, okay, so in terms of specs, it's got a 5.2 litre naturally aspirated V10, putting out 640 horsepower, which is 30 more than the standard Huracan. Obviously, there's weight savings all over it with the new forged carbon everywhere, and they've removed some things. It's got clever active aero on it as well, which is Lamborghini's new active aero kit. It's got just the best looking wing in the world, and this active aero is actually integrated within the rear wing. There's ducts that pull air in and under into like the engine compartment, and then up through the struts of the rear wing, and then there's these little perforated edge on the backside of the wing where the air can escape, and all that just comes together to help hunker down and give you phenomenal traction because of that downforce. And that is where they're able to get that amazing lap time for the Nürburgring. It's from this active aero. I can't wait to see what real world tests show on this. You know you're going to get people that go out there and try and prove either them right or wrong. I don't care either way. I think the Huracan Performante looks phenomenal, and it is definitely a firm favourite for me. I assume that that's going to really affect the prices of the regular Huracans, so it'll be interesting to see what Paul from Supercars of London decides to do. He's just ordered a Huracan, so is he going to change his mind now that we've actually seen the Performante, or not? I don't know. Either way, he'll have a great car. The Performante is a great car. So great stuff from Lamborghini. Okay then, last up is the one we've all been waiting to see, the Pagani Huayra Roadster. This is the convertible version of Pagani's latest hypercar, the Huayra. It's been out for several years now, and this one has been in development for some time. I mean, we've been talking about it for a long time online. You go onto any sort of car-related YouTube channel or show, people have been discussing it, and now we've seen the final product. And I'm not a big fan of convertibles. I don't like convertible cars typically. I don't understand the point of them. Because I live in the UK, it's never really warm enough. It's always raining, so why have one? But this thing looks amazing. I mean, the Huayra was a stunning car anyway, and you could argue that it's a piece of art rather than a car. I mean, it's just engineering perfection. But this just looks next level. You take that roof off, there's these extra little touches just over the rear lights where they've just got this lip that comes up that enables a little, I guess it's extra bit of downforce. But it's those little touches that just make this thing look stunning. It's got a all new carbon titanium tri-weave tub, and all bodywork is made out of the same carbon, and it actually enabled them to save weight. They've saved 70 kilos over the coupe, which is insane, because normally when you take the roof off of something, you have to put so much additional rigidity supports through the sides of the car that it actually adds weight. But because it's all made of carbon fiber, it's so stiff, they are able to save nearly 100 kilos in weight, which means you're going to get huge performance from this thing. So in terms of stats, it's got a 760 brake horsepower V12 engine that's going to take you from 0 to 60 in 2.9 seconds and all the way up to 220 miles an hour in a convertible. That is insane. The one thing that they don't have anymore is those amazing gull-wing doors that they had on the coupe, and I love those doors. And there was a lot of people talking online about how maybe they might be able to give us some sort of Mercedes SLS style, you know, hinged wing doors from the pillars. They haven't done that. They've gone for traditional opening doors, and that's fine. I understand it. It doesn't look quite as cool, but I get it. It's you know, technically really hard to do that on a convertible, but also would have added the extra weight back. So any savings they made, they would have lost. So I completely understand it. You know, Horatio Pagani, you and your team there at Pagani in Italy are doing amazing things, and I cannot wait to see where you go next. And I can only imagine it's going to be even more dramatic and insane. Okay, that's everything I wanted to cover today from Geneva. There was plenty more from the show, but I just couldn't fit it into this video. It'd be like 3 hours long, and you would have switched off a long time ago. If you haven't switched off, I appreciate you staying with me. If you like the video, hit the like button. If you've got any comments at all about what I have or haven't covered from Geneva, comment below, and I'll love to respond to all of you and get some conversation going. And if you haven't done so already, hit the subscribe button to stay up to date on content. I aim to do more news videos like this, but also normal review videos of cars like I've done in the past. So, with that, take it easy guys, and I hope to see you on the next video very soon. See you later.